I think she's feeling much better. Twins were born at 4 a.m. this morning, so that's all she's doing here.
Oh boy.
So that is what CIDR looks like. Red. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, hump day. And ironically, I'm pulling CIDRs today. So my boys and my ladies can be reunited for 21 days, starting today. Hi, buddy. Hello. How are you? My buddy. You're growing. You're growing. Aren't you? Yeah. You're growing. Yes, you are. I just wanted to check the ewe that I helped yesterday. I wonder where she is. Where is she? There she is. Oh, she looks much better today. There. That's the one that had the rotten lamb in her. And I saw her up eating this morning, so I think she's feeling much better. Nice. And these twins were born at 4 a.m. this morning. I was here for their arrival, wasn't I? But she did it all by herself. And this one was from yesterday. I had to feed that lamb a bottle a couple times yesterday. She just was slow coming into her milk. So it's probably a blessing. She had the 3, but the 2 were stillborn. It's probably a blessing that they didn't make it. I don't think she would have been able to service all 3. So anyway, no new lambs yet this afternoon, which is good. That means I can proceed with the task at hand. Okay, Carissa is getting the PMSG mixed up. So what happens is, I'm gonna just show you. Okay, there's a dry powder.
Oh, do you want me to get another one out?
I can get it out.
Oh.
I'm just gonna show what you're doing here.
Okay.
So what she's doing is she had a little bit of, there's diluted water, and then the powder, the dry actual chemical, and we mix the 2 together. That's what she's doing here. And then I give the ewe just the mixed dosage. So that's all she's doing here. I'll get one out so they see. So all that is, what I was talking about is this particular stuff. Most of this PMSG comes in like a 2-pack, so it comes in a powder. You can kind of see the powder there, and then it comes with the dilutant. So just water, basically. And then you just mix the 2 together to make the actual solution that you give the ewe. And I give mine 2.5 milliliter, just based on body weight. I just kind of average my body weight. So some ewes might do better if I gave them a little bit more, a real heavy ewe, and then a lighter ewe would maybe get away with a little bit less, but I find for the most part 2.5 just works. And the bottle is a 25 ml bottle, so I just know in my brain I can get 10 doses out of this. It makes for less, you know, a little bit out of this bottle, a little bit out of this bottle. So that's that, and I'll use an auto syringe to do the injection. And I'll grab some gloves. The CIDRs do have a little bit of a hormone probably still on it, so I just don't want to really get it on my hands. I hope I have a glove left from my lambing. And then when we're done, we pull out the CIDR. I'm going to scan each tag, and then I've got each ewe marked as to what ram group I want them to go with. So I'm going to label each ram group with a different paint color. And what I do, instead of a marking harness, everybody's going to ask me, why don't you use a marking harness? I don't want to have 29 marking harnesses that I have to service. So I do reverse. I mark the ewe and get the ram to wipe it off. So that's what I do for marking. So I'll put this on the tail end of all the ewes. And yeah, so I'm hoping I'm giving you guys enough context behind this. It is just a way I can manipulate them that they will breed out of season a little bit better. Sheep are very seasonal, so they lambed really good for me right now because they were bred in November. And, you know, anywhere from September to December, they breed really well naturally. But the rest of the year, you kind of have to play with them a little bit because depending on their breed, they don't really naturally want to breed on their own. Farmers do a lot of other things to trick a ewe into breeding. So some people use teaser rams and other people use like light manipulation. So they trick the ewe into thinking that they're shorter days instead of longer days. Problem with this barn is kind of hard to trick a ewe when I've got like natural daylight happening in here. So this is what I'm going to do. I will have the steel rams in one pen, the Rideau rams in the other pen, and I've combined the Ile-de-France and Suffolk in their own pen, and they'll breed a group of ewes. And I've got them all marked, so that's what we're doing. Are they all garbage? Where's the garbage going? There you go. Back in the box and in the garbage, maybe? Your bottles are, or it doesn't matter, just dump them in there. Yeah, that's, I might just start getting some ewes in here. If you want to keep doing that. Oh, I'll get this started too.
Oh boy.
I love the trees. There's so much nicer than new lambs. That went really well. It's like they know what they're doing. Actually, I forgot about those. My open ewes need taken out too, so we'll dump the open ewes back over here. And then when it's all done, I'll have to run them through again before we put the rams through. Separate them out. So that is what CIDR looks like. So basically like an IUD kind of. Some people use these again. They wash them up and then put them in a like a paper bag and keep them in a dry, cool space. I don't. I use new ones every time just because I can't afford to miss a breeding. So when people say, yeah, they work most of the time, I don't like those odds. I want it to work all the time. So I do spend the money to make sure I buy new ones. But yeah, if it's a breeding, kind of an extra breeding, or one that you don't really need to use CIDRs, but you just want to do it to make your breeding groups tighter, then I would definitely do it in that case. But in this case, they're kind of out of season, and I want to make sure they breed because I had a terrible scan last month, so I can't afford 2 in a row. Pretty sure I did on my birthday.
Yeah.
Did you help me, right? Or
Yeah.
you help me?
Yeah.
Sure, it was on my birthday.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, because after when we were done, we were talking and I came back.
Now I'm doubting myself. Now I'm doubting myself. Okay,
I
let's do
think so.
steel will be blue.
Okay.
So when I say blue, well, I'll tell you blue, green, red. No, a little dot, like a circle
oh, yeah,
for breeding.
yeah.
So first one is blue.
Okay.
Second one is red. I think I got that first one right. I just gotta do it again. Yeah.
There.
Got it?
Want a bigger dot?
No, that's fine. Red. 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 Oh, don't do this one. Don't do the X. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Cool. All right. Blue will go right. Red will go left. And purple goes straight through. We are never going to remember that, but we're going to try. That's okay. Oh, I know where she's supposed to be. Sorry, got a great dot. Well, you're in or out? We just finished separating all the girls. They all have their CIDRs pulled and they all have their PMSG. There was 6 CIDRs lost, which doesn't usually happen very often. I get 1 or 2 maybe in a group, but I had 6 out of how many did we do? 127, and there was 6 gone. So that kind of sucks. Now we're gonna sort the rams and put them with their ladies. I think we got them. came in to do a night check on these ewes and have a look at the boys and the girls, see if there's any action. Probably not yet. Usually when you pull CIDRs, it takes about 24 hours before, 18 to 24 hours before you really see any standing heat. I want them to lamb in four different times through the year, and 2 of those times they're really not in season, which just means they don't really want to get bred. This breeding group was always kind of planned for this time, but the lambing overlapped right now. I usually don't, lambing would typically be done in March, but because I went to New Zealand, it pushed everything back. So it's been a really busy, this has been I feel like I'm always telling you that it's really busy, but it felt really busy. A lot of sheep handling a couple weeks ago when I was also lambing hardcore. I didn't show you a lot of that stuff just because I know most people want to see the lambing. So there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you guys didn't really see. So I put these CIDRs in 13 days ago. Not much to that, you just insert it. I have an applicator and I put the CIDR in the applicator and then I just lube it up and insert it, and that's all you have to do. You leave them in for 12 to 14 days. I pull on day 13, and then I do the PMSG. And my brand was called Norvamorn, but I just get whatever the vet can find for me. PMSG tends to be one of those products that you better order ahead of time because they always just seem to run out of it. So I don't know why. Using CIDRs is just one way of doing it. I have people that I know that use teaser rams. And teasers are just vasectomized rams, so you can let them into your pen of females a couple weeks before you want to breed them, and they'll kind of get all your animals synced up, kind of what my CIDR does. I just don't have teasers in my barn. I'm a little concerned that because my rams are always in the same barn as a ewe, it won't have the same effect. I think they need to be in another barn. I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of the thing with teaser rams. So that's why I don't use teasers. Light manipulation, talked a little bit about that before. Really hard to do with this style of barn. The only way I could do it is to extend my, how would I do that? I'd have to play with the dark hours, I think, over the light. I can't remember. There is a way I could maybe try to do that, but I stick with CIDRs. For the most part, they work. I'm a little leery that because I've been playing with the lights when I'm lambing, so my lights are on at 4 a.m. and it's still dark outside till like 6. So I'm just a little bit scared that I've been turning on and off the lights at weird times, that I'm messing up their biorhythm, I guess. So there's always a little bit that concern. I wanted to show you guys too how that lamb was doing. So I vaccinated this group of bottle babies yesterday, and I think I was reading your comments and I think you're right. I think the one had a reaction because it's totally fine today. I'll find her, just a sec. Where's number 4? Number 4. There's one of the number 4s looking at me there. I think she's in the corner. Must be in the corner by the other number 4. Yeah, they're just back to back there. So the one right in the corner right there, that was the one that was down yesterday, and it's fine today. Hi, buddy. Yay. Hi. Hello. How are you? You look so much better. You come to say hi? Hello. So yeah, so that was the one that was down. But other than that, they have not missed a beat, these lambs. They look so good. Bouncer. So really, nobody looks to be running around right now. There's no smeared back ends. So, oh, and these are the cull ewes that I hadn't taken out, the ewes that I want to ship. I never did get them shipped because we were busy lambing. We should go see how the billies are doing. Hello, my boys. You guys, you're hard to tell apart. Hello. 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 You're a little rammier. You are. This is my baby. No offense. Hey. They're doing fine. So I was asked after this last video when those boys are going to start working. I probably won't rely on these guys until they were born in December, so probably maybe the September group, but probably not till the December group. But we'll see what they look like in a few months. This is probably good for them to see what's going on. They see their dad in action. It's Dad right across the fence, right there. Checking it out. Oh, are we gonna have a moment? Nope, nothing yet. They don't even really look like they've dropped, so. Wonder if I could have a little sleep in tomorrow morning. That would be sweet.
Nah.